Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're here with another episode of Spring Fling with Strings, and we are working on Block 2. Block 2! Block 1 was last week, and I'm so excited because we're now starting to see how all of this goes together. So this is our Block 2 that we're going to be showing you how to assemble, and note that the sashing here goes like this. The next video after this will be how to complete the sashing on the quilt, right? Because there's flipping and flopping, and this is really important that we have the sashing pointing the correct way. And then we're going to do an outer border. So we're going to see the whole thing come together. So at first, let's do our shout out. Our shout out is Celine Allaert, and I'm hoping I'm saying that right. She runs Blue Calla Patterns.com, and her YouTube and website is going to be in our show notes below. I had the privilege of meeting her at Mississauga Quilt Guild meeting. I was there for a speaking engagement, and she was there she was going to do a workshop, so we had a chance to very quickly chat over Zoom. She is wonderful. Her stuff is really cool. So you got to go check her out, give her a thumbs up, tell her, give her some words of encouragement. And like I say, her YouTube channel and her website are going to be in the show notes below. Also, you're going to find in those show notes, we have Quilt Bingo is coming up after this is done. After a couple of weeks, we got other things we have to do first. And then we're going to do Quilt Bingo, which is a skill builder so long. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be, we're going to have a great time with it. Also, the Zoom Sew dates are there, and they're usually the first Saturday of the month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Share, like, subscribe, put that thumbs up, hit that bell. Give us a heart in the comments if nothing else. We love replying to you, and we love the fact that you're watching us. That's awesome. We also have a Facebook group where we have a virtual sewing room set up for the Facebook group members under Discord, and it's a lot of fun. We have lots of things going on. There's lots of different community chats. It's so much fun. Also, I speak for free to quilting guilds or groups, and if you want to get a hold of me to find out how to do that, you either send me a message through Facebook, or you can email me, and my email is on the About tab. Now, the most important part, if you guys have a shout out for a quilting channel that you want me to give a shout out to because they're struggling, or they're just starting out or whatever, I need your eyes to tell me where it is. Now, I want you to send me the link to their channel, because that would help me find them easier, because I'm really lousy at finding stuff on the internet. And then I can add them to the shout out list. That would be perfect for me. And again, message me through Facebook, or you can send an email to me under the About tab. That's where my email is. So I think that's it. Let's get to the sewing. We're going to have fun today with Block 2. Okay, so we're at the sewing machine with Block 2. Now, I'm going to show you some very important differences. Block 1, right, like just on this area here. Block 1, this sashing is going on Block 2 a different way, the other way. The cornerstone is going this way along that triangle edge, right? Well, the cornerstone here is going this way. And once you get it all sewn together, you understand why it's going this way, because there will be triangles going along this elongated edge. Now, the rest of the block comes together pretty simply, but that is so important. The sashing is going in opposite directions. You get a totally different secondary effect, and it's just going to be like awesome. You're just going to be like, oh my goodness, I made this. So anyway, so let's get this started. Now, also, you think of it this way, the white, the large, string white is facing the smallest string white up through the sashing, right? And that's going to help you out too. Now we're going to assemble this same way we did Block 1. We do the 9 patch first, and then we make it into an uneven 4 patch. Now, when I sew my thing like this, what's going to happen is I can't see this point right here. And that point is pretty important. So I have to figure out a different way of doing that so I can see the point I'm trying to make here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the bottom and give it a twist. I'm twisting it the opposite direction. Now, I know this webbing is if you really can't, you can just sit there and pin your point in place and all the rest of the stuff. that's one way of handling this, twisting your point, right? Because now this goes up like this, right? Because you're flipping it over. And I'm just lining that all up so I make my point. It'll be nice, perfectly pointed. There we go. And then I go like this and I flip it over. Yeah, just a minute. I know that for some of you that's like, oh God, that's not the way we web. I know. And if you're just learning how to web, just pin your point in place so you know where your point is, and that way you don't have to worry about it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how that worked out, because you flipped it this way, right? It's still in the same order. Now, because this one's just going over this way, I can sew it without flipping. So let's put this all together. Flipping sometimes causes a lot of tears, but in this case, block 2, you can flip and web and do it, because it is possible to flip and web. But there's only certain times like this where you don't want to be, you know, messing up your point. Okay, let's get this baby done. Yeah, I had lots of fun. I pulled through a lot of Asian prints, Asian inspired prints out of this, and I was like, ooh, yeah, this is going to be lovely. I'm going to make a lovely charity quilt, I think. Anyways, let's get this one out. And there. There we go. Yeah, all of these are, once they're trimmed to 3.5 inches, they come together so nicely. It's just wonderful. Okay, ooh, okay. There we go. Well, that's weird. Okay. Now, you're going to fold this where this goes out. So I have 2 perfect points already on this, and the center gets pushed out away from, and these get pushed in towards the center. There we go. It doesn't want to point, but anyways. And I really like working with these Tri-Rex units. They're so nice. Okay, so we're going to flip this over. Yes, we can see our point. It's absolutely perfect. Yay! Okay, there we go. Line it up. Okay, with the needle down, let's give it a snip off that excess. And you snip open your web so you can actually see what you're doing. Here, we want to make sure that nests really well. Yes, it does. And I'm going to make sure this side nests really well. Okay, and we don't want to sew off our point. You know, that would be bad. I've done that where I've just, you know, totally lost my mind and cut off the point. You know, it's not a... If it really bothers you, you can re-sew it. Pick it out and re-sew it. I mean, it happens. Stuff like that happens. Now you turn it the other way. And, okay. Here. Grab that extra thread. Get this open. Okay. Yeah, I had fun going through all my blue strings. And I am going to admit to you that when I was picking my colors of strings, what I was going to use, I decided, okay, all of the colors in nature do go together, right? You just have to look for them sometimes. And it's kind of like, okay, I have more blue than the bigger handful of blue strings than I have anything else. Oh, wow, there's a huge, you know, the next one is brown. So, yeah, blue and brown go together, you know, because in Canada, our deciduous trees, you know, shed all their leaves, and, you know, you have blue and brown, right? So, I figured, okay, that works. And my low volumes, or the, you know, the I decided, okay, I have 2 handfuls of them and I have a big box of crumbs. So that's how I decided my color palette for this quilt, right? So it's nothing over the top, it's nothing crazy, but it is what it is. Okay, let's get the sashing on. Now we get half the sashing on and it kind of works out really well. So we're just going to sew it this way. And I explained about this piece, the corner piece going out the other way. I know it's an odd way of putting things, but you'll see it when you get all of the pieces together, why it has to go the other way. I know. It sounds funny, but it works. Okay, now this we don't have to worry about because we got 2 points here that we're going to be able to see really well. I'll get this out of the way so we can even see it better and not have to try and figure out how to get around it. Okay, here we go. There. Now, there. And with just like that, we get perfection on our joint. There we go. You can always see, okay, you can always see where it crosses, and that's where you're going to try and aim a bit. There we go. Get that out of the way. Then we take it and flip it like this. And we're going to flip it like this, but we're not sewing it like this because we want to see this point and this point, because that's really important. You get all your points, right? So we're just going to maneuver this down. And okay. Ooh. Oh, something broke. I wonder what it was. No, that's fine. Something went awry. So let's go check it out. Nope, we're good. Nope, we're good. We're good. I decided to have a little wig out, but that's fine. Okay, we'll start over. This is real life sewing. You know, sometimes machines make certain noises. I know that the computerized ones, they beep and blink and, you know, whatnot, whirl and all this stuff, but on the old-fashioned ones, like this, you have different concerns that are going on. There we go. I'm just gonna... Okay. Now... Okay, get that off. There. There. Now... Now the ones right at the corner, I'm so glad I did this one by foundation paper piecing. This unit here, because it's such a cute little beam or kite that I thought, oh, this would be darling in here as a string block. And I'm so glad I did. I put it together as a string block. Okay, so let's get... Alright, let me show you what I did. So, this is all going out. This now is going out because this block got pivoted around a couple of times. So it's all going out from the center. These are going in. And I mean, they get sewn into place. So now when I take my clapper, this is all going out this way. This is going in. And this will probably turn out this way. Right? So when I iron my block, you know, we're going to have a lot. It's going to be as flat as possible. Now, like I say, this, I'm just going to put these two beside each other. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So when this goes, because you're wondering why this one has to go this way, right? And this one has to go this way. Well, you can start to see the beginning of the secondary pattern that you're going to create when you go lay them out 7 across, starting with block 1, then block 2, block 1. And then the second row starts with block 2, and you go 7 across, 7 down, because you've made 49 blocks, right? So you've got them following the long way. The strings are following the direction of the long triangle or the long piece here that's created by the sashing, and this is going the opposite way. this is going to create a lovely secondary pattern. And it also creates a more open space around block 1. So let's get to our ta-da moment, and we've got, once we get it all pressed and nice, and we'll get to our ta-da moment. Okay, this is our block 2. Oh my gosh, we're coming along. And again, you see how the sashing gets turned in the opposite direction of block 1. This is coming together so quick, so fast. And, you know, it's really easy to make all your points. That's the trick. Making your points on this block just makes it look absolutely fabulous. Now, when you're sewing your blocks 1 and 2 together, because hopefully that's what you're doing next, is you're going to see a secondary pattern emerge where block 1 is surrounded by white, and block 2 is where the white is, or the white is being removed. So that's really important. And of course your cornerstones are going the right direction because of the half square triangles that are formed on the sashing. So this is going to be quite the little sew along. And I do hope you are sewing along. Now, if you didn't have enough strings, or you didn't want to do strings, or you're just like, I can't do strings, so what you could have done is just cut pieces. That's something you could have just done. It would have made your life a lot simpler. And the quilt then would not be heavy, because this quilt top is going to be heavy. Another thing, I picked my colors based on how much scrap and string I had. I had lots of blue. Oh my gosh, do I have blue. I have lots of brown. I don't know why I have so much brown, but I do. I have lots of brown. And I found a 1.5 yards of gold that kicking around. Okay, yeah, that'll work in. That works in and unifies the quilt. And I had 2 big handfuls. I mean, handfuls that I couldn't even wrap my fingers around. And strings, and I used my crumbs as well. I also sewed together my crumbs. So I had lots of low volume. So this is how I picked my colors. So don't get all wrapped up about, I don't have brown, I don't have blue, I don't have... Yeah, use what you have. Use the colors that you have. So, like, we're kind of expecting some just amazing little color palettes from people, but I mean, this was a lot of fun. Anyways, I hope you are having an absolutely wonderful week and life is treating you so kindly. So, stay well and take care until we meet again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your lives, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.